Hi. So today we're going to create this color wheel, a leaf collage that is in the order of the color wheel. And the color wheel is great because it'll show you how to make any colors that you need from the three primaries. So in this case, we have the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. And then we also have the secondary colors on the color wheel, which is orange, green, and violet. And when you have just the primaries and secondaries on the color wheel, it's called a 6-part color wheel. And the color wheel shows you how to make the secondaries because the secondary is located between the two primaries that make it. We know red and blue mixed together make violet, so that's why the violet leaf is between red and blue, because when they mix together, they make purple. And then orange is located between red and yellow because when they're mixed together, they make orange. And blue and yellow mixed together make green. So the way that we're going to start this is we're going to paint our paper in the 6 colors of the color wheel, the 6 rainbow colors. So you're going to start with a white piece of paper that you need to write your name and the day you have art, whether it's A, B, or C. Then you're going to flip your paper over and you're going to need to get some supplies. You're going to need to get a manila paper to go under your work, this brown paper. You will need a paint tray and a water basin and a paintbrush. Before you paint, you need to break up your paper into 6 equal boxes. So I want you to start by folding your paper in half, opening it back up, and I folded it in half long ways, like a hot dog bun. So you're going to open it back up, and I want you to trace that line with your pencil. And then I'm going to give you what I call a 4-inch ruler. It's a ruler that's 4 inches wide, and this is going to help you to break up your space into 6 equal boxes. So you can take this 4-inch ruler and you can lay it right in the middle. Look at this side, look at that side, make sure the boxes are about the same size. If you have it over to one side, you'll see this side is bigger than that side, so you got to scoot it over. Find the middle, hold it down, and you're going to draw a line on one side of the ruler and a line on the other side of the ruler. And when you lift up your ruler, you'll see you have 6 equal boxes. Now I want you to paint it in the 6-part color wheel, the rainbow colors. And it doesn't matter what color you paint first, but I'm going to start with yellow because yellow needs a nice clean water. So I'm going to paint yellow first. Get my paintbrush wet, swirl it around on the yellow. And I don't want real runny colors with a lot of water. I want more paint, so you need to swirl this around so you get a nice, bright, vibrant paint. So swirl your paintbrush around a lot, and then you're going to neatly paint in one box with yellow. Try to get right up against the edge, or real close to your pencil lines. Fill it in, no white paper poking through. Nice, dark paint, heavy paint, bright color. Rinse your paintbrush off. And then you can paint whatever colors you want for the rest of the boxes in whatever order you want. But you can see on our paint tray we have black and brown. I don't want you to use those today. We're just going to use all the others. So now I'm going to swirl around and get red on my paintbrush and paint red. And this has got a lot of water in it. I need to swirl around and get some more dark, heavy red paint. Otherwise, red can look very almost pink, and we don't want that. Alright, rinse my paintbrush off really good. I use the teeth at the bottom of the basin to clean that off, clean that paintbrush off. And it doesn't matter where you put what colors on your boxes. There's no specific order that you have to have. When we cut out the leaf shapes, that's when the order will matter. But as long as you have one each of the 6 colors of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, or one each of the primaries and one each of the secondaries, then you are good to go. And see, that's got a lot of water in it, so I need more paint. Then this will go on the drying rack, and either I will come around and clean up the paint mess, or you'll clean up your paint mess. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to get a second white piece of paper, and you're going to write your name on the white paper. And again, the day that you have art. Then you're gonna flip it over and you're gonna use a ruler to draw a frame around the edge. And I've already got the frame drawn around the edge of this. But what I did was I took my ruler, I lined it up with the edge of my paper, and I drew a line from top to bottom. And then I turned my paper, since I'm right-handed, and I lined up my ruler on the top edge and drew another line. I did that till I got a frame all the way around, and then you're gonna take a black crayon and press hard and go over your pencil lines. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp that black frame around our paper. So you're going to need a brown paper to go under your work. You're going to put your white paper on top of the brown paper, and then you're going to need to pick a stamp. And I have a lot of different carved stamps. So you want to pick one that you like, the design that you like. So this one's kind of got almost a radial design, a curved edge. This one's like a zigzag. This one's a different kind of zigzag. So you're going to pick the stamp that you like the most, and then you're going to use the stamp pad. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And you use the part that's carved, this part here that's kind of messy and gray, that's the part you hold on to. And you press the stamp into the ink. You don't need to bang it down in there or push down real hard, just tap with your fingers, and then you're going to press that onto the paper and stamp that, and then get some more ink and stamp, and you're going to keep stamping all the way around your frame. And this is why we have the brown paper under our work, because your stamp will probably hang off the edges. Now I stamped all the same direction. I didn't move my stamp, I just kept it going, the zigzags kind of going up and down like mountains or the letter N. But I'll show you what else you could do with the stamp that might make it even neater. You could rotate. So you could turn the stamp and stamp it sideways. And then you could turn the stamp again. And you could keep turning it as you stamp so that you get a different design as you go across. But you don't have to do it that way. It can all be the same. And I have a little space right there. I could leave it, or I can take my stamp and kind of overlap and fill that space in. It's not that noticeable when you overlap, so whatever you want. But I want you, once you decide what you're going to do, if you're going to rotate the stamp, then I want you to continue to stamp that way all the way around your frame. Okay, and then you're done stamping, so you'll close up the stamp pad. Put the stamps away. This will go on the drying rack. Then, when you get your painted paper back and it's nice and dry, you're ready to start tracing your leaf patterns. So I have these leaf patterns for you to use. There are 5 different kinds, so you're going to have to use one twice, and you get to pick whichever one you want to use twice. You're going to take your paper and flip it over, and you can see my name is on the back, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take my pencil and look through the paper to see where those boxes are. And it doesn't have to be perfect, I just need a general idea to break it up, the space, to see where the boxes are. Now you're going to take each one of these leaves, put it in the middle of the box, and you're going to trace around it very carefully. Press hard so you have a nice dark line, because when you start tracing the leaves where your name is, you might start to get confused as to what is a line that you need to follow for your name and what's a line that you need to follow for your leaf, because you don't want to follow the ones with your name, you want to only follow the leaf lines. So if you press hard with your pencil and make a darker mark with the pencil, you'll clearly be able to see what line you're supposed to cut on, the dark line, and what line you don't cut on, which is your name line. Now this leaf is really pretty big. It can be a little tricky and want to stick outside the box, so you want to have to get it spaced in there. Don't have any of your leaves hanging over into other boxes. That would be a big mistake, because when you cut your leaf out, then your leaf is going to be more than one color going off. Alright, now I need an orange. There's an orange. I'll do that on the blue leaf. Again, just like I did on my orange over here, this leaf, I add just a few short little vein lines coming off. I picked the simple leaf for this box because my name is in there, and I didn't want to get confused with a real tricky fancy leaf there. So I know that I'm just cutting an ellipse shape out of there. And then on this last box, I get to pick whatever leaf I want to do again a second time. I think I'll do this leaf a second time. Fit it in the box and trace around it. Then you're going to carefully cut each one of these out of the box. So cut very slowly and carefully so they still look like leaves when you cut them out. If they don't look like leaves and they just look like colorful blobs, that's not at all what I'm looking for. I expect them to look like leaves, so take your time. You can see on this leaf here I have just a little bit of yellow on the tip because this is that really big leaf that fills the box. So just try to be careful. And then you're going to use oil pastels to add some veins to the top of your leaves. And I don't want you to use any colors than what you see here. So I only want you to use reds, orange, yellows, greens, blues, and purples. I don't want you to use pinks, blacks, browns, or whites. So I'm going to pick a green oil pastel. And I don't want to do green on green because you can't see it. So I'm going to pick a different color and I'm going to draw some veins on my leaves. The vein on the leaves always start with one that's vertical that goes up the middle of the leaf, and then you just have a couple of little vein lines that go off wherever you see a change in your leaf, an edge change. Now I'm going to pick a purple, and I'm not going to do purple on purple. Maybe I'll do purple on this green. I do a vertical line down the middle for the vein, and then a couple of diagonals, and press hard with the oil pastel to make a nice heavy dark mark. So that's all we use the oil pastel for. It's just this little bit. And then you're going to get your frame paper back from me. And I want you to arrange the leaves in the color wheel order. Or if you know your rainbow order, that's the color wheel order. So I know my rainbow order. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. Now did I glue yet? Have I glued these leaves down? No way. I'm arranging them first. This is very important in second grade, that you arrange your leaves first. Otherwise, if you pick up a leaf, put glue on it, and smack it down, you're going to make a big glue mess when you have to move them around and make them fit. So, arrange them on your paper first. Make them look nice and neat. Have them all touch in the middle. Try to make sure orange is directly between yellow and red, that it's not over real close to yellow and then a big gap in orange. So space them out evenly. Make sure they kind of make a circle and they don't make a smushed blob over here. So arrange them right in the middle of your paper. Make sure we can see all of them, all 6 leaves. I try to make sure like I have the top and bottom leaves going up and down, and then the 4 leaves in the middle kind of make the letter X. You could look at your veins for that to get that idea. There is my color wheel, but it's not glued down yet. So now, does it make sense just to take my hand and slide these all the way off my paper and start gluing? No. I just spent the time arranging them neatly on my paper, so now I'm going to carefully just tilt one up and put a line of glue on the back of this leaf and gently press it down. Remember, oil pastels smear, so I don't want to rub my hand across here. Now I'm going to tilt another one up and put a line of glue and push that down. Oh, my green leaf's hanging off the bottom there, so I need to scoot that up a little bit. Okay, so now that I've added the glue, the leaves want to curl up on me a little bit. So wherever it's curling, I'm going to add just a little bit more glue to help that to stay stuck and stay flat on my paper. I don't want to go crazy with the glue and have glue squirting out all over the place. And then you are finished with your beautiful leaf color wheel collage.